Get ready for the biggest news in football. Brazil's superstar Neymar has been dramatically recalled to the World Cup squad. Coach Carlo Ancelotti has made the biggest surprise, bringing back the all-time leading goalscorer to the national team after a near 3-year absence. We dive into everything you need to know about this monumental selection and what it means for the team's journey to that 6th World Cup crown. Highs and lows of his journey, and what this current call-up signifies for his redemption arc. And finally, we hear directly from Neymar himself. Watch the emotional moment as the superstar pays tribute to his physiotherapist right after the announcement. This is the raw emotion behind the comeback, the fight to prove himself on the biggest stage, and what this incredible return means for Brazil's future. Don't miss this deep dive. Stay locked with us for all the latest football action. Brazil's superstar Neymar has been recalled to the national team squad for the 4th World Cup, marking a dramatic return after a near 3-year absence. The inclusion of the all-time leading goalscorer, who has netted 79 goals in 128 appearances, was the biggest surprise in the 26-man roster selected by coach Carlo Ancelotti. The announcement was made during a gala ceremony in Rio de Janeiro, drawing loud cheers from the crowd. Speculation regarding Neymar's return had been intense for months. The 34-year-old attacker had been sidelined since suffering a knee injury during a World Cup qualifying game against Uruguay in 2023. A combination of injuries and inconsistent form had kept him out of the setup, with Ancelotti citing fitness concerns after leaving him out of recent friendlies against France and Croatia. However, Neymar, who rejoined his boyhood club Santos in January following an injury-plagued spell in Saudi Arabia, has now secured Ancelotti's approval for the upcoming World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Ancelotti stated, "We monitored Neymar throughout the year and observed that in recent times he has been playing consistently and his physical condition has improved. We believe he is an important player." Despite his return, injuries have limited Neymar's involvement, restricting him to just 15 appearances in 31 matches since rejoining Santos in 2026. Brazil is currently pursuing a record 6th World Cup crown, commencing their campaign against Morocco on June 13, before facing Haiti and Scotland in Group C. Neymar joins a potent attacking lineup featuring Rafinha and Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. Coach Ancelotti emphasized the nature of winning the tournament, stating, "The World Cup won't be won by a perfect team, because a perfect team doesn't exist. It will be won by the most resilient team." The announced squad features key players including goalkeepers Alisson and Ederson, defenders like Marquinhos and Gabriel Magalhaes, midfielders such as Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes, and forwards including Endrick, Gabriel Martinelli, and Neymar. Neymar Jr. is officially set to represent Brazil at the upcoming FIFA World Cup, following his inclusion in the squad by coach Carlo Ancelotti. This development has immediately ignited intense debate regarding his role in the team's strategy. A central question facing analysts is whether Neymar should be a starting player, or if he would be more impactful as a game-changing substitute later in the matches. The discussion centers on the enduring question of Neymar's status as the most technically gifted player within the Brazilian squad, despite ongoing concerns related to his fitness levels, age, recent injuries, and the high defensive intensity required at the international level. Analysts are dissecting how Neymar's presence could tactically alter the team's approach during the tournament and assessing whether the Seleção can recapture its previous intimidating presence on the global stage. Furthermore, the conversation has turned to potential early tournament matchups, specifically the possibility of Brazil facing Morocco. Experts are analyzing Neymar's ability to perform effectively against Morocco, one of the world's most physically demanding and pressing teams, adding another layer of strategic complexity to Brazil's World Cup prospects. Brazil has secured a final opportunity for Neymar to claim redemption at his fourth World Cup this summer, following a period marked by injury struggles and off-field controversy that hampered his previous appearances. Coach Carlo Ancelotti has opted for a last dance approach, appeasing fans with the prospect of a final chance for the star. Despite criticisms regarding the team's overall talent deficit, the focus remains on Neymar's storied history with the tournament. His previous World Cup run in 2014 saw him kickstart the competition with a brace against Croatia and score in a penalty shootout against Chile in the round of 16. However, the tournament ended abruptly after a devastating 7-1 defeat to Germany, where Neymar was ruled out due to a knee injury sustained from Juan Zúñiga's tackle. Despite this setback, his debut performance earned him the 2014 Bronze Ball and an All-Star team selection. Leading up to the 2018 tournament, Brazil was the pre-tournament favorite, maintaining their status until the quarterfinals. While the team showed glimpses of progress, including a 2-0 win over Serbia, Neymar was sidelined by an ankle sprain, missing the remainder of the group stage. He returned for the quarterfinal clash against Croatia, contributing a crucial moment in extra time, though his impact was ultimately negated. Neymar carries a significant World Cup record with him to North America. His 2014 World Cup statistics include 3 games played, 13 goals, 8 best finishes, and awards including the Bronze Ball and All-Star team recognition. Neymar has been officially named to the Brazilian national team squad for the 2026 World Cup, marking a highly anticipated comeback after months of uncertainty. The selection came amidst intense speculation regarding his inclusion in Carlo Ancelotti's final plans for the tournament. For several months, Neymar faced increased pressure, having to demonstrate his worth through consistent performance as injuries and internal competition surfaced. At age 33, with a new generation of talent emerging, his place in the squad was not guaranteed, making his eventual call-up a significant moment. The announcement elicited an emotional response from the player, who struggled to contain his tears upon confirmation. Immediately following the news, Neymar sought out his physiotherapist, embracing him in a gesture that underscored the personal significance of his recovery journey. This moment highlighted the arduous road back after a devastating ACL and meniscus injury that sidelined him from the national team for nearly 3 years. Neymar's return introduces a new challenge, proving his capability to perform at the highest level on the global stage, especially with the World Cup being held on home soil under the intense scrutiny of a demanding Brazilian fanbase. His emotional reaction to the call-up has made this moment one of the most discussed events in Brazilian football this year.